Alright everyone, welcome back.
いいか、サーバントがいないんじゃ殺しようがないし、マスターなんてやってられない。僕は普通の人間なんだ。いわば被害者側だろ。そういうのを狙ってさ、一方的に殺すなんて不公平じゃないか。
The priest does not answer and only looks at the intruder. He looks beyond the boy, as if to peer beneath the skin, bone, and sinew to that which lies beneath.
なんだよ、なんか文句あるのかよ、お前。
意見などない。君は今回一人目の放棄者であり、我が教会始まって以来の使用者だ。管理者としてここに根付いた父に代わり丁重にもてなそう。
なんだよ、リタイアしたのは僕だけだっていうのか。くそ、みっともない。こんなことじいさんに知られたらなんて言われるか。ああ、それもこれもお前たちのせいだぞ。ライダーなんてカスをつかませやがって、あんまりにも不公平じゃないか。
He pounds his fist into the floor in a rage. The sound echoes like a bell, and the priest smiles with great interest.
ではライダーは役に立たなかったと。
そうだよ。たく、大口叩きやがって。あいつ、この僕があんなに手を貸してやったのにあっけなく死にやがった。あれなら他のサーバントの方がよっぽど役に立ったんだ。ああ、それでも僕はうまくやった。ちゃんとじいさんの言いつけ通りやって準備は万全だったんだ。だっていうのにあいつら揃って邪魔をしやがって。2対1だぞ。そんなの勝ち目なんてないじゃないか。そうだ、負けたのは僕のせいじゃない。単にサーバントの質の差なんだ。それをあいつら偉そうに勝ち誇った顔しやがって。
And then he squirms on the ground. He strikes the floor bitterly, laments his misfortune, and obsesses over his obstacles. But his resentful voice dissipates quickly. Hatred of such a level cannot break the silence of this church.
くそくそ。
He repeats his cries of agony. In the midst of it, footsteps. The priest steps echo to the room as if they were shattering the frozen air. The father slowly puts his hand on the child's shoulder.
つまり君にはまだ戦う覚悟はあるということだな。
You should quit, dude. He looks down at the loser and says so with a gentle voice. He cannot understand the priest's words. The clergy in the black has a polite smile on his face.
君は運がいい。ちょうど一人手の空いているサーバントがいてね。
The priest offers a new salvation, barely able to restrain a rapturous joy. School's over. Probably because of yesterday's incident, students are not allowed to remain at the school for any reason. There's still time until the sun sets. So, I'm worried about Sakura. I'll go to the Mato household. Oh yeah, I have to contact Tosaka. Meat's on sale today. I'll make a big dinner and make Saber happy. This seems more important right now.
あ、商店街。今日特売だったっけ？
Saber's looking forward to dinner, so it might not be a bad idea to splurge and make it a fancy dinner. I can just report to Tosaka once I get home. And veal too. It's rare, expensive, and doesn't taste that different, but boy did I fall for the butcher sales pitch hook, line, and sinker.
まあいいけど、安かったから。
I can just look at it as a day's worth of earnings, I guess. Saber looks like she'd like something like this. I've been having homemade meals, so I'm sure she would be happy if I make something like a Western-style full-course meal.
これで 前菜からデザートとチーズまで用意できたら文句なしなんだが、財布だな。セイバーはともかく、藤姉までそんなグルメな真似をさせたら後で。
Something unfamiliar caught the corner of my eye. I wonder what it is and looked back at the cake shop floor. Is that some kind of uniform? A woman in an outfit unfit for this antique shopping district looks like she's giving the lady at the local cake shop some trouble. I get curious and stop. From what I overheard, it seemed like the money that the woman in white is trying to pay with is not Japanese yen, so the lady in the cake shop doesn't seem to know what to do. The out-of-place woman is also speaking in broken Japanese. Well, I got a bargain. I guess I'll do something about it since I'm supposed to pass by. Happened to pass by.
ありがとうございました。
I'm thanked twofold and leave the cake shop.
ありがとう。ケーキ、助かった。
The girl also thanks me in broken Japanese. But I really haven't done much. All I did was exchange her foreign currency with my 2,000 yen bills.
お釣り、余ったからあげる。
ね、あ、いや、さっきので十分だって。10フラン紙幣ちゃんと2枚もらったから。
The nightingale-esque clad woman looks around absent-mindedly.
買い物終わったから。さよなら。
She bows and leaves. I watch the girl leave, thinking to myself that there are days like this. Then,
ああ、そうだ。ケーキ好きなの？
I get curious and ask her. The girl in white stops, and after looking around absent-mindedly,
うん。ゼラ、こういう庶民の味、好きだから。
she gives a vague answer. Oh, I thought you were gonna give her cake. I check the school directory as soon as I get home and call Tosaka's. The phone rings. After calling dozens of times right before I'm ready to give up, she picks up.
はい、遠坂ですが。
The voice on the other end, is definitely
も
Tosaka's.
しもし、エミヤだけど、今時間いいか？
はあ？何ふざけてんのよ。ってあれ？嘘？本当？
あのな、お前にいたずら電話かけるほど余裕ないぞ、俺。
そういうんじゃなくて、ごめん、ちょっとびっくりしただけ。それで何かあったの？
何かって一星のことだよ。朝約束しただろ。今日中にはっきりさせるって。結論から言うと、一星はマスターじゃなかった。体のどこにもレジはなかったから間違いない。
本当？驚いたわ。本当に今日中に調べるなんて。けど一星は白か。まあ、当てはなくなったけど、それならそれでいいか。
I can't tell whether she's disappointed or relieved. I can't grasp Tosaka's reaction that well through the phone.
とにかくご苦労様。マスター探しの方針はまた明日考えるとして。要件はそれだけ？なら切るけど。
I don't have anything else to say, but there is one other thing that bothers me.
遠坂、さっき驚いてたみたいだけど、そっちで何かあったのか？
I can feel Tosaka's bewilderment through the phone. After a brief moment of silence,
別に。あなたの声、電話だと少し違って聞こえたから驚いただけよ。
no kidding, you almost called me Archer. She states the obvious in a cold voice and hangs up. Wow. I wonder if this makes up for the whole Taiga incident when she was cooking. Dinner ends before I realize it. I came home, trained with Saber in the dojo. Fujine came home. I made dinner. The three of us ate, and now it's already past 8 p.m.
セーバーちゃん、もしかしてあっちじゃ有名な達人さんなの？セーバーちゃんが教え出してからこっち、素人ったら別人みたいなんだけど。
それは私も驚いています。ですが四郎の死は別にいるようですから、私の手腕ではありません。
We're having our post-meal tea. It's good that Fujin and Saber are getting along. I don't want to interrupt, so I sip on my tea quietly and rest my body. Saber's training really did a number on me.
師匠が2人？ありゃ、二股かけてるってことかなそれ。
Why would you phrase it like that?
本人に自覚はないようですがまあ結果がいいので黙認することにしました。
So you agree it's cheating? Oh my god.
確かに四郎は自分に合った戦法を身につけた方がいい。体はとうに出来上がっているのですから、あとは自身をうまく動かす思考を組み込むだけです。
あ、セーバーちゃん分かってるじゃない。そうそう、シロはずっと鍛えてきたんだから体はしっかりしてるのよ。今まではね、本人にやる気がなかっただけなんだから。
体を鍛える。確かにあのような道場があったのなら鍛錬にも身が入りましょう。加えて大河といういい対戦相手がいたのですから素質がないはずがない。
Saber nods emotionally and sips on her tea. Then,
あの道場で剣道をするのは久しぶりだよ。セーバーちゃんが来るまであそこは剣道場じゃなかったもん。
Fujine corrects her while biting on a rice cracker.
剣道場ではなかった。四郎は道場で竹刀を持たなかったのですか？
Saber looks at me with surprise.
まあそうだけど、親父が死んでからは使わなかったからな。
そうよ、シロ、暇さえあれば桐次さんと試合してたのに、桐次さんが亡くなったら途端に竹刀を持たなくなってさ、私は悲しかったな。
Taiga nibbles on the rice cracker while resting her head on the table. I have a bad feeling about this. Or rather, I can predict what's about to happen. When Fujine gets like this, the conversation always goes to,
ああ、どうしてかな。あの頃は剣道少年だったのに、今じゃプー太郎だよ。そりゃお世辞にも剣の才能はなかったけど、弓道はちょっとこの子大丈夫なのかなって思うぐらいだったのにやめちゃうしさ。
やっぱりそうきたか。藤ね、昔の話なんてやめろよな。後ろ向きだぞ、そういうの。
I glare at her. Fujine sulks and eats her rice cracker. Oh, she backed off this time.
ほう、四郎の幼年期の話ですか、大河。
She was over. Why'd you have to bring it up?
何？聞きたい聞きたい。
はい、興味があります。
Oh god, the glint.
よーし、ならお姉ちゃん話してあげよっかな。
The morale of the Fujimura army goes up due to reinforcements from the Saber camp. Not like I can stop her now. I don't want to interrupt, so I'll quietly drink my tea. I'll focus on resting like originally planned.
それでね、今はこんなにひねくれちゃったけど、子供の頃は可愛かったのよ。人のことを疑わなかったし、お願いすれば何でも二つ返事で引き受けてくれたり。
うんうん。
でも妙に頑固なところがあってね、一度決めたことはなかなか変えなかったりしたっけ。そのあたり桐次さんとは正反対だったかな。
桐次は四郎とは正反対だったのですか？
そうだよ。桐次さんは何でも OK って人だったから、いいことも悪いことも人それぞれ、人生なるようになるさって人だったな。そのくせ困ってる人を見たら何とかしちゃうのよね。四郎もそんな桐次さんの真似ばっかりしてた。四郎は桐次さんよりはっきりしてたから、悪いことはダメだって町のいじめっ子をバンバン叩いてたっけ。うん、その時から四郎は正義の味方だったんだ。
Fujine happily talks about boring things. And besides, Fujine,
なぜシローは正義の味方なのですか？
Saber asks a simple
い
question.
や、なぜって聞かれても困る。単に憧れてるからじゃないか。
憧れている。その正義の味方に。
うん、まあそうだけど。
It makes me embarrassed when she says stuff like justice straight to my face.
それはどうして？
どうしてって、それは。
It occurs to me just then. There's really no reason for it. I've admired people like that since I was a kid. I tried to be of help to people and support anyone that was sad to the best of my ability. That hasn't changed even now. But the reason behind it, why did I try to be of help to people? You can leave your dream to me. That is the answer. The last moment of the person that meant everything to me. He died peacefully because of something I said. I wanted to protect that trust he had in me, even after he died, so that he would be able to rest in peace for eternity. But is it really the real reason?
シロー、
I hear my name and come to my senses.
いや、悪い。先に戻る。
I stood up, overwhelmed with unexplainable anxiety. I leave the living room as if fleeing that feeling. No ifs about it. I ran. That was a simple question, but I was scared that something might come to light when Saber looked at me with those eyes.
なんで、何が怖いってんだ、俺は。
An uneasiness I don't understand myself. A shapeless fear, nausea welling up. I hurried to my room trying to suppress a headache. Fujine went home, saying she had work left to do tonight. Saber is sleeping in the room next to mine, just like yesterday. I stare into the darkness, unable to sleep again. It's not that I can't sleep because I'm conscious of Saber. Why would he act like that? Those words. It's because that question still remains in my heart. She asked me why, and I said I found them admirable. It's obvious why I ran away then, because if she'd asked me why I admired them, I would have nothing to say in response. No, I do have an answer, but something is keeping me from saying it aloud.
正義の味方である理由。
Why ask that now? I was desperate to be like Kiritsugu when I was a kid. I admired people like him because there was an ideal that I could not fulfill. That should be the source of it all. The true form of the ideal that I have now. No, the ideal that I've had for the past 10 years. If I could save someone. I glared up at the sky thinking that it would be a lie unless I could save everything. But which one is the lie? The ideal of justice that I admired? The older I get, the more I stray from it. The ignorant child that knew no bounds grew up, gained knowledge, and learned the limit. That some truly cannot be saved. Miracles are beyond human ability. Even then, I believed that I could become like Kiritsugu when I grew up. Yet all I gained was the wisdom to decide that ideals are just that. All I can do is clean up afterwards. Even though I was made acutely aware that it's meaningless, I've continued doing what I can. Even if that means just saving one person. Though my goal was to save as many lives as I could, I've lost and discarded things along the way. Also, I couldn't lose the most important part. The reality continuously knocks me down. If my heart does not accept defeat, I can stand strong even if it's a bluff. That ideal. The ideal where nobody's hurt is wonderful. You can leave your dream to me. Yes, if no one's going to. I just thought that I would inherit this dream myself. That's why I have to become a hero of justice. I have to succeed Kiritsugu and protect what he longed for. How good would it be if everyone could just carry on as before without making any sacrifices?
そんなものはこの世のどこにもありはしない。
てみなくちゃわからないだろう。
I desperately reject the words that popped up in the back of my head. He said to drown in my ideals. Ominous words as if he could prognosticate my very fate. Then I see his dream. The memory of the man who was celebrated as a hero. The story of a knight who was not understood by anyone. It is a simple story. At the very heart of the matter, there was something wrong with him. He had a reasonable amount of power and a fair amount of ambition. Yet he used his strength in the wrong places from beginning to end and died a miserable death. It came as a reasonable consequence. Power exists to grant your own wishes. Pity does no good for others. There's a balance because the actions you take come back to you, or so Kide regularly says. One is fed because their actions circulate to generate more vitality, but not having that means never being replenished. If one lives for someone else instead of oneself, it's obvious they would run out of energy right away. It would be like money if it were disposable. If others use it, there's nothing left for you. It's easy to take advantage of, and it's a given that it will be used. That's why in the end, he saw many betrayals, and his life was ended by someone he saved. It just makes me mad. I want to know why. He worked hard, made superhuman effort even though he was an ordinary person, and he accomplished a miracle with his own blood. His reward for that was betrayal and death. And though it seems ludicrous, he died satisfied. It's not my place to criticize another's life. It's not my place, but I can't stand that one major point. I've had this dream multiple times now, and that is my belief. Usually I wake up here, yet it seems like this morning there's more to this dream. He was standing in that hell. It is a scene of devastation by natural means rather than human hands. I would make a contract. I will serve after death, and in return, I will take compensation now. He weaves a spell of contract. Thus he was changed, as he possessed and saved those who would normally not be saved. Oh, this must be how he became a heroic spirit. From this perspective, it isn't really that great of a compensation. He probably saved a number of not even in the hundreds. This is barely qualification as a hero with such a small number, and normally, it wouldn't count for the level of a heroic spirit. The number is irrelevant. The qualification is one who surpasses human bounds and is able to change the fate of those destined to die. Something that upends fate itself. It doesn't matter if he is not powerful like a hero, so long as it was a disaster that could not be avoided, however small, that he changed. No, the world would gain a heroic spirit in turn as compensation for this miracle. He became a hero and saved many lives that could not have been saved. As a result, he became a heroic spirit after he died and now repeats the same things he did in life. As a servant, as a slave. I guess the payment for the miracle is to become a disposable tool in service of others even after death. Heroic spirits. Superior spirits chosen by humanity. Guardian spirits of humanity. But they are not the ones with free will like servants. Heroic spirits, guardians of humanity. Guardians do not have free will. They operate merely as sources of power. They are extermination weapons that are only summoned to protect the world when circumstances appear that could destroy it. They are summoned to destroy these circumstances. The servant system is nothing more than a ritual that uses these guardians. Guardians are summoned to any era. After eliminating and threatening circumstances, they appear. They disappear. I would hate to be like that, but he must have been determined to take on that role. In fact, he might have even desired it. Nothing made him happier than being able to save people even after he died. Since he didn't have the power to save them when he was alive, He must have believed that he could avert any tragedy once he became a heroic spirit. With that in mind, he readily made a deal with the world to give up his life after death and saved 100 lives. After that, he believed that he could save tens of thousands more. What an idiot. There's no way that could be possible, because by the time a heroic spirit is summoned, where they appear has already gone to hell. Places where heroic spirits, guardians, appear are only hell. They only appear when the world is about to be destroyed by mankind. Humans are creatures that perish from their own doings. That's why the process of destruction is always the same. Jealousy, hatred, selfishness, desire. The man who loved and tried to be of help to others was shown the same ugliness even after he died. He is summoned to such places and fulfills his responsibilities, just as the contract says. He killed. He killed and killed and killed. He killed all the humans where he was summoned to save humanity as a whole. I don't know how many times he repeated it, nor do I have the means to know how many more times he will continue to repeat it. That's only one thing I can say. He's been betrayed by many things, but in the end, he was betrayed by the only thing he had believed in, his ideals. When I wake up, I have nothing useful to say. My body feels strangely tired, and I can't move from the bed. My mind is the only thing that's clear, and I still blankly stare at the ceiling.
うすうすそうだろうとは思ってたけど、あれ、やっぱりあいつの記憶だったか。
I sighed and gazed at the ceiling. This sucks. He could have told me that I might get a glimpse of his memories while I'm sleeping, since masters and servants are connected spiritually. If he told me, I could have cut my consciousness so I wouldn't have to deal with it.
起きよう。今日もいっぱいやることあるし。
I get my body out of bed. My body feels heavy and my eyelids are as heavy as stone. I resent how I'm not a morning person and slowly change from my pajamas to my uniform.
けど、まあ。
I'm not sure whether it makes sense or it was unexpected. He used to be a pretty hot-blooded man back in the day. I don't know what a hero he was, but he seemed more honest in the past.
まあ、それもあんな人生を送った挙句、死後もこんな目に遭わされちゃ、確かに性格歪むわよね。
I have a brief laugh. My reflection in the mirror looks so serious like I'm about to cry, so I try to laugh it off. Otherwise, I won't be able to face Archer at all. I get ready to drink in the freshly brewed tea in the living room. I don't usually eat breakfast, so I'm quick. There's 15 minutes until I have to leave for school. This cup of tea is like a ritual I perform every morning to wake my half-asleep body.
リン、いつまで遊んでいるつもりだ？
Yet, there's one fool that can't read this room.
いつまでって7時半までよ。それを過ぎたら遅刻しちゃうじゃない。
誰が登校時間を言っているか。私が言いたいのは聖杯戦争のことだ。他のマスターと協力することは悪くない。だが、君の場合は選んだパートナーが悪すぎる。
はあ。
That again. Archer keeps on suggesting that I cut off my truce with Shiro and Emiya at every chance he gets.
だからその気はないって言ったでしょ。アーチャーはそう言うけど、私は適任だと思う。そりゃ戦力としては不安だけど、協力者としては文句なしでしょ。エミヤ君なら何があっても裏切らないと思うしさ。
本来、信頼は駆け引きで築くものだ。理由のない信頼など、それこそ信用ならん。いいか、あれは勝ち残れる人間ではない。協力者を選ぶというのなら、まだキャスターのマスターの方が賢い。
ふざけないでアーチャー。あんた、私にあんな外道と志を同じにしろっていうの？
I set my teacup down and look at Archer. Even if it was sarcasm, I can't ignore his implication. The atmosphere freezes. I'm seriously getting pissed and Archer looks like he has no intention of backing down. We stare each other down.
確かにキャスターは外道だが、あれはあれで実に魔術師らしい。